Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to film a current beauty favorites. I don't think honest to God, I cannot remember the last time I filmed a video like this. So I thought, you know, it was time. I also have stuff that I've really either repurchased recently, which is always kind of an indicator, or things that I just found myself really going, you know what, I've loved this for a long time. And I'm just occupationally, I'm very reluctant to share things that are my personal favorites because it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be your personal favorite, especially when it comes to skincare. If you don't know what I do for a living, I'm a skincare education expert, essentially. You would book a session with me, we have an hour conversation, discuss whatever you want to discuss regarding your skin, your lifestyle, how it impacts your skin, all of that, and then I go and do a tremendous amount of research and I build you a regimen, whether it's topical skincare or whatever else that could be a positive influence on your skin, and I send you all of that, and you know, we work on your skin very 360. I am not sponsored, I'm also not biased, so I definitely have preferences, but I don't let those lead. I let whatever your preferences are lead. So that's just to give you some context as to why I'm reluctant to give like just blind recommendations. I really don't like to do that. However, I do want to share, especially this year, what's just been like really pulling its weight for me. This year has been so bizarre, and it's, you know, it's one of those things where I've obviously gone a completely different direction than I thought I was going to go in this year with, you know, in light of everything. But at the same time, I find myself coming back to my vanity and finding that like just sense of calm and that sense of control and togetherness that getting ready has always provided me. And I cannot be the only one doing that. I thought I would share what's really been helping me at least look somewhat presentable this year. Okay, so let's get started. My concealers this year that I sprung for this year, I truly have no idea. I cannot tell you why I haven't used this in years past. But I bought the Clay to Pot concealer this year. They reformulated it, I do know that. I know they reformulated it. They used to not have SPF, now they have SPF 25 in it. SPF does tend to make a concealer drier. So a lot of people criticize it and they're like, oh, they changed the formula. It's not as moisturizing, it doesn't feel as moisturizing anymore. That makes total sense to me. I actually like it when it's like that. For my skin, it tends to work better. But yeah, anyway, I got Ivory at the first, kind of go at it. When I'm not, you know, out in the sun and it's not summertime, I can use this all over my face. Right now I just use it underneath my eyes. And then I have Ochre, this is my newest addition. This matches my skin tone perfectly. You do not have to wear foundation if you use this. I just kind of draw it on and then blend it out with my fingers, and it is a dream. I love it. I am obsessed. I am obsessed. I'm so happy with Clay to Pot concealer. I truly, like, it is just the easiest thing to put on your face and you just look good. And it took 2 seconds. Like, I get ready in 20 minutes and this is what I use for my complexion. I'm obsessed. The other thing I discovered this last year when I was in Dallas for like literally 20 hours. If you're new, my dad had a stroke last year, and he had emergency brain surgery. It was really, really, really bad. Thank all of modern medicine, he is still alive. I'm so thankful for neuroscience and neurospecialists. But I wound up having, Jeremy and I had booked this trip to go to Dallas to see Joe Rogan live, and we wanted to keep it. So I literally flew in to see him and Joe, and flew out, and I was back in the hospital within 24 hours. But while I was in the hospital, I had forgotten some stuff, and then since I wasn't coming home, it was just one of those things where like trying to get stuff on an airplane, you know what I mean, it was that kind of juggle. So long story short, we wound up running, our hotel for that night was directly across the street from like Neiman Marcus. So we ran into Neiman Marcus, and I was just like so not mentally present that I literally got talked into pretty much everything. I got talked into buying this powder. I needed a setting powder. and I got talked into the Sisley one, which took 5 seconds to talk me into it. But I had no idea how much the thing cost. I just was like in a whole different headspace, and I've repurchased it since then. I am so grateful. I mean, like, it sucked for the reason why I was in that headspace. I'm so grateful I bought this, because this shit is amazing. It is the most expensive face powder I've ever bought, but damn, is it worth it. This is the Fida Poudre Libre, which is basically the loose face powder with hibiscus flower extract in 2 matte. That's what I use. I use it all over. I have had historically, I have very combination skin. My skin just eats makeup. Like, it just does. I can pack on so much makeup, and in like 6 to 8 hours, it's not there. That's just how my skin is. And I swear to God, that powder, like, it doesn't necessarily last all day, but the way it performs is phenomenal, and it really does outperform any powder I've ever used. And I literally was a professional makeup artist for 15 years. I got a really decent idea of how powders can perform. And I definitely have my favorites for clients, but for myself, damn, nothing beats that powder. So love it. And the other thing I love is that this is so rare and it drives me nuts. But if you open this lid, it has a mirror and it has the puff, and it's got like a little sifter right there. You would think more brands would do that, but they don't. And this is, I'm just very grateful for this. So I literally got this thinking I can get this on a plane. It's not gonna get taken away from me, and it's all in one. Sold. And now I'm still like, this is the most convenient face powder ever. And it doesn't just kind of like clump all out when you travel. Like, I love this stuff. Yeah, highly recommend that. Another thing that I discovered this year that I really love is the Christian Louboutin brow pencil. I get mine in blonde. I have it on today. I have historically had a really hard time with brow products just because I have very blonde hair. I've got very blonde eyebrows, very blonde eyelashes, and my eyebrows are coarse and they're very, very light. But my hair is buttery, kind of warm toned, and I don't like an ashier brow product on me. However, I also like, if you look back in past videos, I totally prefer a stronger brow into something very, very fine. I don't like a non-existent brow. I don't like that look on myself. I love it editorial or like avant-garde, but I just don't like it on me. I love this thing. This is the perfect formula for me because it's creamy enough that it drags where it needs to fill in, but it's waxy enough to where it actually holds onto my hair. And when you buff it out, you literally like buff up and it kind of holds your brow up. So it's like a brow pencil and a brow gel all in one, which is amazing. It does come with a pencil sharpener. You do absolutely have to sharpen it every single time you use it. That's not a deal breaker for me though. So if it is for you, you know, at least you have that information. But for me, I'm very happy with it. I feel like it looks the way I want it to look. I don't like having like that so natural, I don't have any product on. I don't like that look. I like having a brow on. But I hadn't done my eyebrows in like over a year, and I had actually like looked back on some videos and pictures and stuff, and I was like, dude, my brows are getting insane. It's a pretty fine line of what I'm asking a product to do, and it just walks this so well, and I'm so happy with it. Something else I'm really into when I wear eyeshadow, the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. This is in the color Jean. It's like a gold color. I don't have it on today. I do have it on a lot in more recent videos. I've got kind of a gold lid. It's this. I really love it because it sets well. It doesn't get messy. It doesn't interrupt your eyeliner. It doesn't crease. I live in Austin, Texas. It's like 100 degrees, 104, 105. Like, my garden is just like, ugh. It is hot as balls here, and it just performs really well. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't conflict with other formulas. So if you have like a powder eyeshadow on underneath it and then you top it with another powder eyeshadow, it plays well with that. But you also don't have to do a whole look. You can just kind of slap it on with your finger and go. I love it. It's so easy. It's just that kind of unicorn formula that I find. I really do enjoy cream eyeshadows, especially when I'm not wearing lash extensions, which, you know, with Rona, I haven't been for way too long. But yeah, so I really love it. The colors are beautiful. She kind of rolls out new ones. I don't know how often, I don't pay that close of attention, but I've got a couple and I really love them. But the gold one, lately, I'm obsessed with. One of the most, like absolutely, most frequently asked questions I get is about lip liner. I'm a very big lip liner fan. I color in my whole mouth with lip liner, then I put my lipstick on, and that's how I keep lipstick on all day. I don't reapply it because it looks like shit if you reapply it. But I find myself to be a bit of a lip liner connoisseur consequently. And I definitely have a couple of brands, but one that I have gone to for a few years now that I've really, really held their own and I consistently go back to, I never like to run out of, is the Givenchy lip liner. I've got quite a few of these. Just these two shades are the first two I found. One is Kelman Escalpin. This one is what I wore in my most recent Get Ready With Me, those little quick ones that I do. This is just a classic red. I like it because it's not too pink and it's not too orange and it's not too blue. So it's just that right balance. It's like not too, it's not cool toned, is like pink and blue and like with red, and then the warmer side is like orange and brown, and it's not really either. It does pull a tiny bit cooler on me. I like that though, that's fine, because my eyes, they just kind of plays with contrast, so I'm fine with it, but it's not a deal, like it would totally work on anybody. But what I love about that is it just, if you are a red lipstick person or a bright lipstick person, you can put that on and put your lipstick on top of it and it'll actually work well with it. Like, they play well with lipsticks and it doesn't have to be a dead match. I have the Framboise Velours. That's like a berry color. This is a big one that I reach for in the autumn and the winter time whenever I want to do like a wine or a berry lip. It's my go-to. I've also had a fuchsia, the fuchsia irrésistible. I am out of that one and I hate that I'm out of it. That is my favorite bold pink lip liner. I'm obsessed. So if you are in the market for a lip liner or just a really good one, and you don't even have to wear lipstick over it, if you just want to put on like a dry lip and that just wears really well throughout the day, Givenchy. My mascara go-to this year has been the curler from YSL. I am a very problematic mascara client. I have very long lower lashes. I also tend to yawn. I'll tear up from air conditioning, stuff like that. Like, I just tend to weep a little bit. And I wear contacts, which those really don't give me a ton of problems, but every once in a while they do. And then I have false lashes on, or I have lash extensions on. So I don't like smearing, and I really hate getting those dots underneath my eyes. And that, like, I feel like a lot of people complain about it, but like, and a lot of mascaras will promise they don't do it. Very few of them actually live up to that promise, but the YSL curler one, I impulse purchased, and I've now bought 2 or 3 of them. Love, love, love. Like, love it. I have it on now. I got a fresh tube the other day from Neiman Marcus, and I'm very happy with it. Yeah, like, cannot be happier. It's not one of those mascaras that you really have to like layer a ton of coats on. You just do one solid coat and you're good. It doesn't require like drying or like hitting it with a blow dryer and then going over it again. Like, you probably could do that, but I don't. I mean, like, I really think YSL makes the best mascaras. Like, in the last maybe 15 years, if I look back, I can definitely say that YSL has performed the best as a brand in terms of mascaras for me. So this makes sense. I think this is their newest one. I may be wrong on that, I don't know. But it's not terribly old. It's not an old formula. So give it a go if you're in the market. 2 more products. One is a tool and the other one is a skincare option, which I know is very controversial for me. This is the Sephora Pro Angled Liner Brush number 22. This is what I use every single day if I have any kind of eyeliner on, whether it's shadow or pencil that I've pulled out. Anytime I need to put lashes like close to my lash line and I'm just kind of struggling, I'll use this. It just helps get the job done quicker. But I love this. It's super, super easy to use. You can use it in powder, gel, you can use it in liquid if you want. I mean, do whatever you want. It's super easy to play with. If you are playing with makeup and you're like, this is like a total artist move. If you're like, makeup artists tend to get a brush and use it for like 10 different things. Pro artists, because we don't want to haul 7 million brushes with us. Like, it sucks. Why do you think I have advanced degenerative disc disease when I was diagnosed when I was 32? Like, I earned that shit. But this brush can do a lot. So whether it's just a liner, whether it's special effects for like technical, anything technical where you need a really precise stiff brush that's small, this guy, it's great. Lastly is the Herbivore Blue Tansy Resurfacing Clarity Mask. I cannot tell you how many of these I've had. I love it though. This is a great mask in the summer, and it is a great mask. I was thinking about this, I did this mask yesterday, and I was thinking about it because I definitely mask more in the summer, this summer, than I have probably ever. And it's because I'm outside so much, gardening. So I'm outside, between being in the garden and being on the Peloton, I sweat a ton. I'm outside in the dirt. Like, I'm weeding and I'm planting and I'm mending and tending and I'm doing all this stuff. So like, I get dirty, and I've noticed that my skin is just like, whether it's texture or congestion or just like overall like kind of dull because of just being out in the elements. Man, it sucks. But this mask, it's been out for a little while now. It's been out for a couple of years, and I've used it since it launched. I cannot tell you how many I've had, but it's the best, and it's affordable, which is shocking. Like, it's, especially for me, but it's great because it isn't super strong and heavy to where like you can only have it on for like 5-10 minutes. Like, I've totally slept in this thing. You can leave it on. It's not like a super heavy clay mask to where like you feel it's super drying to your skin, or it's like, it's one of those things where like you have to be like super careful with how sensitive it is. I know I'm saying super a lot. There isn't, I feel like there isn't like a big asterisk on usage with it. It's like, it's very just easy to get along with. And I mean, my God, I leave it on for as long as I can. It's just more of a time restriction for me than anything else. But then you rinse it off and it just kind of fixes your face. Like, it just kind of chills you out. It resurfaces. It's got AHA and BHA in it. It's got Blue Tansy, which is calming, but it's a nice gel mask. It's not heavy. There's not a lot of texture to it. Nothing like that. It's a nice summer, kind of refreshing mask. And then you rinse it off and you're good to go. So I noticed, just from being outside so much, that like I was kind of breaking out a little bit, but not like a normal, it was like one of those things where so clearly like just dirt. Like, I just had dirt on my skin for too long. And I'm working out on the Peloton, so it's like a lot of sweat. And this guy was just like, I got it. Okay, you're good. Like 20 minutes later, I rinsed it off and I was like, oh wow, thanks. Like, it's just awesome. So I really recommend this. You don't even necessarily have to be acne prone. You can just be somebody that's having some like seasonal congestion or whatever. It's awesome. I've totally slept in this before. I don't necessarily recommend that to you if you're sensitive. I don't have sensitive skin the slightest. I'm fine to do that, but that's what I'm saying. It's not like so active that you just can't, you know what I mean? Or if you like take a nap and you forgot, you're fine. Circling back to that liner brush, I do have a question for y'all. I am in the market for a liquid liner, a black liquid eyeliner. I do not like a very shiny line. I don't like that lacquer patent looking line. I don't know if it's got the Louboutin liner, but I noticed that it was like that really patent looking, and I'm like, I don't know about that. So if you will have recommendations for like a black liquid liner that just performs like a champion, let me know. I can tell you, I've used Kat Von D tattoo liner in the past. I used it for years. I stopped supporting Kat Von D. Then I went to Tom Ford. I used that for basically until they sold the Estee Lauder, so I don't use Tom Ford anymore. So yeah, so I'm just kind of like looking for a really good black eyeliner that, you know, ideally isn't owned by Lauder, but if it is, I just don't want to spend like Tom Ford prices on a Smashbox product. That's why I stopped. But yeah, feel free to send me any recommendations if you have any. And yeah, thanks. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.